It's time to BS.
I love how we weren't even starting recording, and you guys were already like, "Hey, let's talk about Doritos for 20 minutes." This is great. This is awesome. I already love this. I love where this is going. This is fantastic.
Well, like I
We
said,
want to talk about pertinent, things for society. So
yeah, we got to start. We got to watch a Seahawks games together, like we did again last season. That was a fun time.
Well, I got to get the Sunday ticket again, so I got to do that. So what are you gonna do?
That's a pricey ticket. Sometimes.
It's honestly not that bad if you do the yearly thing. It's really not that bad because once you do the yearly purchase, you're just paying it all at once. It's actually cheaper to do it that way as opposed to do the 12 months.
Yeah.
It's actually way cheaper that way. Way cheaper.
So if you do that, then can you watch the games that are on, Paramount Plus or wherever?
So the way I believe they do it, YouTube TV recently started out rolling out new different tiers to their subscriptions.
Yeah.
Have a sports subscription and stuff like that, which allows you to get all the sports channels and stuff like that. Which is $65 a month, which is not terrible when you think about it. It's not bad. No. As opposed to the $84 a month you pay for outright. So it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You don't get as many channels. I don't know if because you get this, you get the 1 o'clock games, you get all the 1 o'clock games, all the 4 o'clock games, and then you have to include YouTube TV to do the primetime games, which are ESPN, NBC, and then Prime is separate.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever.
Right. Everybody, has Prime nowadays anyway. So
I will also say that if you are a YouTube TV subscriber,
which I am,
you get ESPN Unlimited for free.
Oh.
So you get the ESPN Plus app, which is ESPN Unlimited, for free.
That's not bad, actually.
Well, it's not terrible because you know how you can watch ESPN products on the ESPN app.
Yeah.
You just got to sign your TV provider. YouTube TV had a new deal where they started doing that now.
Okay.
Which is bleeping awesome. We appreciate these things. So we have a show to do.
We are. We're in the middle of it.
I love our 3 minutes and we start talking about Doritos and television. Anyway, welcome to Seahawks Sessions, a Seattle Seahawks and NFL podcast presented by Time to BS. From the beaches of Long Island, New York, my name is Dan Cruz. I'm the captain of this fine ship from the capital region of Albany, New York.
Oh man, what do you have?
A man who doesn't get into love festivals like Fleetwood Mac is Dustin Henry of No Credits Required. I'm starting to have fun with this.
Yeah.
From the great state of Texas and possibly from a galaxy far, far away and a long time ago is Kevin Wilson.
Oh man, he's got us with this line, Kevin.
That's right.
His bottom line,
laying us out right from the start.
I'm having fun. I'll do one with me eventually. I just got. I'm not as creative with me as opposed to you guys, so I take that as I would take that as a compliment. You know what to do by now. Like, follow, share, and subscribe to the show for more content, including Time to BS, Isla BS, Seahawks Sessions, this fine show, BS Sessions, which, speaking of Volume 62 featuring, and I quote, "Holy shit, I'm healing," is a real show. I'm not kidding. They're actually really cool. They're local here to the island. Will be coming soon. Volume 62 of BS Sessions. And Let's Game and BS is coming out. More content as the days go by. And clips of the show on TikTok, YouTube, which, by the way, we didn't piss off Falcon fans, which is great. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the people did not clearly get the idea that clip is 2 weeks old. And they're like, Jalon Walker tore his ACL. I'm like, that clip is 2 weeks old.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Right. Plus, they don't have a starting quarterback now.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a good point. So, yeah, you know what to do by now. It's just follow us. It's not hard. You know what to do by now. So,
And
gentlemen,
we'll take your comments too, by the way, whatever they may be.
Yeah, please. Gentlemen, how are we all doing tonight? Kevin, how are you doing this evening?
Doing really good here, and still surviving. 104, I think, yesterday in the car.
Oh,
So,
man.
we're just shuffling along in the heat. But other than that, we're doing great, and it's always a treat to be with you fine gentlemen here. And I'm really looking forward to this discussion because my brother is a Chicago Bears fan, so we'll
Yes.
wait and see if he likes what I have to say or not.
Yes.
So
So yeah, we will discuss the NFC North this week, and then next week we will conclude our division previews with the NFC West, which is our favorite division.
That's
or
right.
our least favorite, depending on who you may ask.
Yeah. It's our home base.
Yeah. Dustin, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I was talking to you fine gentlemen. I was watching season 2 of the Caped Crusader before the show. I was a little worried before the show because we were getting dumped on and a bunch of thunder and lightning. And I'm saying to myself, hold power. But I am excited
There you
to
go.
be previewing the NFC North. And I'm excited to talk a little bit against my better judgment, even though I don't like the fact that they're on Hard Knocks. You betcha that I tuned in, and we're going to talk a little bit about one Hard Knocks, the first episode.
But as we're recording this, gentlemen, the NFL preseason has officially begun.
That's right.
Man.
Oh, football!
No more, no TV, no football on TV for what, 9 months?
Sure,
Or something like that.
I think so.
Sure, something like that.
Yeah, let's see. Because it would be September, October, November, December, January, February. I mean, you got at least six months in there.
6 solid months of football and
fantastic.
And the good news is because next week, I don't know if you guys are, the first game of the Seahawks preseason is against the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh man, we're going to be watching that.
So seeing how where I'm sitting, I will be able to watch all of that. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
That's good. You can break it down. We'll start figuring things out.
We'll see what because my brother's wife is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh man!
And her and I always go toe to toe when they play, so we'll have to see what happens there.
Do you get into arm wrestling matches or something like that, or just is it like, no, you started it, no, you started it, like you smell, no, you smell, or at least I've won 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime. Like, okay,
but we all know that if Kevin were to arm wrestle, if he turned his hat backwards, that's when it got serious. Does anybody remember Over the Top?
Over the Top, that's
reference. Right. What a fantastic reference, Dustin. Very well done. You know what? That was very, very much well done. Where's that sound?
And if you go back even further, if you remember Clint Eastwood, and he had the Right Turn Clyde, his orangutan.
Oh,
and he was a bare knuckle boxer. Everything. What was the name of that movie? Anything but loot. No, I'm trying to remember the name of it. But he did the exact same. His partner, whenever there was a fight getting ready to go on, he would turn his hat around. Now it's time to get serious.
Maybe that's where Sly got it from.
Dustin, this you may get this. Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
he does the shotgun arm. You know, he cocks his arms back like a shotgun whenever he's ready to get into a fight. He just cocks them back like this. And just cocks them back. It's awesome. It's so cool.
Henry Cavill, he's a cool dude, man. I mean, people didn't like him as Superman, whatever. I don't think a lot of
I
that was his
loved
fault.
him as Superman. I loved him in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Well, he was great as the Man of Steel. The movie didn't blow my skirt up.
I will defend Man of Steel. I will defend that movie as of okay, out of all the Superman projects that have been released in the last 30 years,
Okay.
that was probably one of the better ones that they ever did because Christopher Nolan, that was one of his projects. That was his last superhero project. But Zack Snyder did direct the film. It was, if you're including Superman's 1, 2, and 3, it doesn't come close. Not even close.
Well, you don't even need to include 3. It's just 1 and 2.
Okay, you know what I mean, though, Kevin. Thank you.
Yes.
Smart ass.
Okay, I'm here to be that.
But as opposed to the first 2 films, it doesn't come close. But what did you guys think of James Gunn's Superman?
So I haven't seen that yet. Now I gotta fire it up.
I heard it was good.
I saw it. It was good. It wasn't great.
See, that's
what we've gotten in the past. It was good, and certainly better than that nonsense that they just put out with the Supergirl.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, there's no need to even bring her up because that was just in the gutter.
I heard that was bad.
I will defend Man of Steel and also say Michael Shannon as General Zod was awesome.
He was awesome, but still not as good as Superman 2.
No, God, no.
Michael Shannon, he's one of those actors. He's gonna elevate whatever he's in. He's pretty.
I will find him.
He's pretty good. I mean, the thing is, A Man of Steel. I remember I had such high hopes for it because that trailer. If you go back and look at that trailer was one of the better movie trailers I've seen in recent memory. So I was thinking this thing's going to be great. And then when it wasn't, it was kind of disappointing. But I don't think the fault was Henry Cavill's.
No. Whoever came up with the idea that Jonathan Kent should die in a tornado should be led to a back alley and just.
I will not defend. That was stupid.
Because
that's not even how he died.
He holds
in the
up
comics.
His hand,
that's not how he died in the comics.
So
he died of a heart attack, right, Kevin?
That's exactly right, and that's what happened to him and all the other, whether you're talking about Superman movies, the series, what was that series? I call him Super Kid.
Was it
when he was in high school?
Yeah,
Smallville. That's right.
Great show.
That was a great show, and Jonathan Kent was a great character in that particular series. Yes. And but to die in a tornado when your son could have ran and got the dog, especially for a dog. Mm-hmm. Nothing against dogs, but I'd rather have my significant other with me or my dad than a dog. I'm just saying.
I will also like to. Okay, you may not have seen the show, but there's a show called Young Justice.
Okay, I haven't seen this.
So Young Justice is on HBO Max, which is if you don't have HBO Max, go get it. It's pretty cool. But Young Justice came out in 2012, but then they came out with 2 more new seasons in the last 5 years. And one of the seasons that came out was Young Justice Phantoms, which is, they include the Phantom Zone in there, the new the Genesis and stuff like that, and they also include Drew Zod. But I personally thought that I thought Drew Zod's character in Man of Steel was great. I thought they nailed They nailed the mutiny between Zod's army and the mutiny of Krypton and stuff like that in Man of Steel. And Krypton's destruction, I thought they kind of nailed that. But the rest of the movie was hit or miss.
I would rate it a C, not disastrous.
No.
Yeah.
But Superman
No.
movies need to be better, and we could talk about Batman and Wonder Woman and the main. You can't put out a C-worthy movie
No.
with Superman as your lead character. It just can't be done.
Superman the animated series was awesome.
See, I never watched that one.
It was awesome.
I watched the Batman the animated series because I am a Bat fan, as people know. But
Who wins in a fist fight? Darkseid or Thanos?
Ooh,
That is a great question.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, here's the thing. Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet and all 6 Infinity Stones.
If he has that, he's not going down.
He has an army. Okay, we get that. He has a big ship. We understand that. Darkseid has a freaking planet.
He does.
He has a planet that he created. When you have a planet named Apocalypse,
yeah.
It's
you
hard
kind
to,
of win in this regard.
yeah, that
does
wins a
have
lot of
that.
arguments.
And then
you are literally titled one of the new gods. Okay, let's be real here, people. For anyone that says that Thanos could take Darkseid in a fist fight, have never seen any of the Justice League movies or the shows or Superman the animated series. How Darkseid basically could take over Earth with a snap of a finger.
Well, and he also has Darkseid has who's his, like, for lack of a better term, like the person under him that has all those parademons. I can't think of his name.
Desaad.
Yeah. So it's like
he's a mad scientist. Come on. And by the way, for anyone that says, Dr. Doom could take, Dr. Doom wouldn't even lick a finger. He wouldn't get one hit against Thanos. Like, first of all, anyone who has read the old Avengers comics, the Fantastic Four comics, will know Dr. Doom is Thanos on steroids.
Oh man,
pretty much. So, which is why Dustin, Kevin and I discussed this of Avengers Doomsday. Holy crap, they nailed. Robert Downey Jr. got his voice down like to a T.
Right.
Man, I gotta, that's the thing, because I've been a little less excited for the Marvel entries lately, I would say. And it's
for good reason too, I might add.
Very good reason.
And it's mostly because I think they really nailed the whole, because they took the time building up. They had the luxury of taking the time and building everything up slowly. And then with Civil War and Endgame parts 1 and 2, like, that was, to a lot of people, that was the end of everything. That was the story.
It was the end, but the problem is the comics exist.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah, that's the
problem.
Thing. And also, it printed money there for a while, and when it prints money,
billions,
people are going to want to try to get more money. So, but this one, I could be excited for it. I could be excited.
I will. You saw the trailer though, right?
I did not see the trailer. I
listen to Robert Downey Jr.'s voice of Dr. Doom. Holy cow. He nails it. He nails it.
Yeah, they've been nailing that ever since they revealed who he was way back in the comic, convention.
Comic-Con 2 years ago, yeah. Because here's like Robert Downey Jr., like, obviously you couldn't get the Doctor Doom because he's dead from the first 2 Fantastic Four films.
That's right, he passed away.
Dead for years, so you can't get him. But the only one that remotely comes close to the level of acting, or that can legitimately pull off the legitimate voice of Doctor Doom, was Robert Downey Jr. Literally the only one that could have done it, and because he's a born and bred psychopath from a microphone. Yay. But can you imagine all this was because Jonathan Majors got fired?
That's right.
All this because of
That's
that.
what happens when you wind up in jail.
Thank you, Kevin, for your contributions to this program.
I'm here to help.
There we go. We appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, football's here. It's fantastic. And we went off a tirade because, of course, we do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
our show. It's what we do.
Do I have the train sound on here?
We'll
Do I
find
not
out.
have trains?
Oh, we didn't practice that before we came live.
No.
Oh man, the train tonight. Should Dan be able to find this? The sound. The train tonight, the conductor is none other than Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel himself, Kevin Costner. And that's the entire reason my
fantastic.
mom wanted to watch that movie. I'll never forget. I
That's
came home one time,
fantastic.
she goes, "Do you have Man of Steel?" And I'm like, "I do. But since when are you interested in Superman?" And she's like, "Well, I've been hearing it's good. I'd like to check it out." And I was like, "Wait a minute. Kevin Costner
minute.
plays
Yeah, there's always an
Jonathan
explanation.
Kent. That's
God.
why."
For God's sakes.
I bet she wasn't very happy he died in a tornado either.
No, she
No, it
probably
was
probably
not.
wasn't happy.
Why did my boyfriend die in a tornado? Jesus.
She would watch anything with Kevin Costner in it. She watched
Well, I'm
Draft
sure.
Day with me. Draft Day. Okay. Did either of you
What a
watch
weird
Draft
movie
Day?
that
Of course.
It was very
What a weird
strange.
movie that was. Good
Very
God.
strange.
It was a weird movie,
Yes.
Do I not
especially
have
since they decided to include the Seahawks in it.
They
Yeah,
did,
right.
and the GM liked pancakes a lot. I remember that.
Do you think John Schneider likes pancakes?
I think he does.
He seems like he would be a guy that would like that.
Yeah, he
Do
definitely
I
gets
not
down on
have
the
the Do I not have the BS Express on the stinking train? On the
I don't
stinking
know.
file?
I was trying to
I'm
vamp
pissed.
until you could find it.
I'm pissed. I can't find it.
Oh man.
Well, all right. Well, we're live regardless. So
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, fine. I'll make one eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that being said, guys, did you guys see the first episode of HBO's Hard Knocks training camp with the Seattle Seahawks, the
I-
reigning defending world champions?
which I pointed out on my own site because someone asked about, "Hey, what do you think about all this?" And I'm like, "Seahawks, defending champion." Drop the mic.
Whoa. Yeah, pretty much.
It's nice. It's nice. I did see it though. I don't know if you gentlemen got a chance to watch.
I saw clips of it, and all I got out of it was, holy cow, Jadarian Price looks good on the field.
So that's the main thing that I wanted to lead with. One positive and one slightly skewing negative from the show. Now, first of all, I thought Mike McDonald comes off as extremely likable in the
That
show.
was the point I wanted to get to, Dustin. Go ahead.
Cooper
And
Kupp
I
too.
like the way that he handled. There's a couple situations that he handled. One was with Nick Emanwari,
That's right.
and he talked about motivation and things with Nick Emanwari and tuning out the outside noise and basically telling him don't care so much about what others think. And he told a little story about Rex Ryan. That was a nice moment. The other moment, I don't know if you gentlemen saw a clip of this, but Derek Hall got into a fight on the second day of camp with pads. Their first day in pads in camp.
Yep.
And there was a fight between offense and defense. And I forget the offensive player that was fighting with Derek Hall.
Why should it be Abe Lucas? Because I would not get into a fist fight with that man.
No, it was not Abe Lucas. I would have recognized Abe Lucas, but
The Viking he is.
they cut to coach on the sidelines. They cut to McDonald, and he said, I'm a little disappointed in D Hall. That's not the way you conduct yourself. And Adrian Duarte came over to him and he said, that was because this player said stuff to D Hall on the side. And he said, "You've changed because of your money." And so when McDonald heard that, he immediately went to the player and he said, "Hey, I understand you want to, if you felt like that D Hall was out of line, you could check him a little bit. But he goes, that was a low blow. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
He said he's your teammate. You should be happy for him. And on the offensive player, he said, I wasn't happy. He ran over Cable Dew. I wasn't happy about that. So I was trying to come to the defense of my teammate, but I realized, I went too far. So he diffused that situation pretty well. He comes off as incredibly likable in the show. But the other big takeaway, Dan, the positive, Jadarian Price looks fast, my friends, real fast.
Does he look like Raheem Mostert to you?
Yeah, a little bit. And I mean,
he screams of stronger Raheam Mostert.
He just looked like he had juice. That's the only way I can explain it. And
I'm so happy.
And he was impressing Spoon. Spoon was talking about he looks fast, and they cut to McDonald and he said 8 looks fast out there, because that's the number he's wearing. And the other takeaway is the running back coach. Did either of you see the clips of the running back coach?
The old NIU coach? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He in an F-bomb peppered speech he was delivering to the running backs, he basically said they rated us last in the league. Running back, somebody rated us last in the league because we just had our MVP walk out the door. But he was like, F that, nobody can replace him. He goes, replace him with your work. And he was really like motivating him. He's like, we gotta find our edge. Where's our edge? And then they said, they don't think you could juke people. He goes, F that. Just run through them. Find the soft shoulder and be vulnerable. Like, he was really going after it. That was the other stick out from the thing. Now the negative, and then I'll wrap this up because I'm rambling about a TV show. The negative is that at least early on the first 2 days of camp, the defense was getting outplayed by the offense.
That's also a good thing when you think about it.
Yes.
Because Brian Fleury, I am seeing raving reports that this guy may be the next great offensive coordinator.
Then it means he'll be a head coach in 2 years from now somewhere.
That's right.
I know.
But you never know, honestly, because here's the thing. I'm so pumped. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I'm so pumped to see what this offense can do.
I'm with you, Dan, because we can hate on the 49ers, and we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you come out of the 49ers camp, you're going to be excellent.
Yeah.
Whether we're talking about coaching, whatever it might be. Sam Darnold, we talked about that already. He came out of the San Francisco camp, and now he's a Super Bowl MVP. Not MVP, but he's a winner. And so because he came over, we were like, oh man, we lost Clint Kupier, Clint and all that. But this guy, I like what he's doing. And
by the way, to cut you off, Kevin, to the person on Twitter, on my Twitter page, that I said, when is it time to Jason McIntyre, who said, I think Sam Darnold's going to regress, and Sam Darnold didn't do anything impressive this past offseason, past season. I literally quote tweeted and said, the guy played flawless in the playoffs.
Yeah, didn't turn the ball over.
Didn't turn the ball over.
First time of no turnovers ever.
In franchise history. And this D-bag in the comments said, he led the league in turnovers, dumbass. Which, to a couple people defended me, came to my defense and said, yeah, and he still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He still won the Super Bowl with no turnovers in the postseason. None.
Yeah.
0. None.
And that's the key, because we can talk about it all we want, but everybody knows once the regular season ends and the postseason starts, it's effectively a reset button.
Yeah, it's a reset button.
Absolutely. And who cares that he led the – don't like it.
Yeah.
But you take the 4 interception game away against the Rams, that's not a problem anymore.
Not a problem. Do you take the 6 interceptions against the Rams in total?
Yes.
Right.
And no big deal. But even then, it's the offense. I think the offense is obviously going to run with 4 running backs to try and take the pressure off Sam. They want to run the football like psychos, which is good because you re-signed Rashid Shaheed to a 3-year deal. You brought in Emmanuel Wilson. George Holani's back. Zach Charbonnet is he practicing?
He is ticketed to be back week 5
week 5. Okay.
on the field.
Okay,
He is doing some stuff on the side, some leg lifts and all that. But week
camp.
5 is the target.
He's at camp though.
Mm-hmm.
He is at camp.
Okay.
He was in the running back room in Hard Knocks. You could see him in there.
That's right.
Good.
That's right.
So,
and the running backs is interesting because that's one aspect where the running backs, and that is in pass, when they blocking.
Mm-hmm. Pass protection, yeah.
The running back room, and it's acknowledged, except for George Holani.
Who's not?
That guy is apparently some kind of crazed wild man when it comes to pass block.
Chipmunk energy.
Everybody else needs to step that up big time, including my man Wilson over there, who you and I, Dustin and I liked when they took him on.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to step that up as part of his game. And so that was one of the things I took away. And you mentioned Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold to Rashid Shaheed. I'm still trying to not butcher his name, okay? But is a thing of beauty.
Can't wait.
Is a thing of beauty.
I can't
and
wait.
So, and him and JSN, of course, are already flawless.
You're not even mentioning the elephant in the room in this whole thing. The 2 elephants in the room in this whole thing. One of them is a literal elephant in the room, and that's Anthony Bradford.
Yeah.
Anthony Bradford is the other guy I wanted to bring up because one of the things coming so far out of training camp, one of the comments was Anthony Bradford is going to start at right guard. Deal with it.
Good.
We don't have to deal with it because we all want him to be the starter.
Mm-hmm.
We want that.
Because he can move people.
That's right.
Yeah.
And our concern was, hey, is he going to be able to beat back the competition? And so far, he is.
Good.
He has been solid. He's going to be the right guard. And that takes care of any offensive line questions to me.
You're also forgetting one other person. Torrey Horton's healthy.
I was going to say.
Torrey Horton
yes.
is healthy. And what more could the dude scored touchdowns before he got hurt?
Yeah. And I mean, I know I'm sounding crazy, and I know it's a TV show, and I know everything. But Mike McDonald was not happy with the defense when they were getting bested in camp early there, and that's what I like to see. But the other thing that stuck out to me is kind of the forgotten man, because I've been very vocal that I think Rashid Shaheed is going to step into the number 2 wide receiver role on this team. But that's all a big question mark, because if Torrey Horton looks like he did, he could be number 2. But we're forgetting, I'm telling you, Cooper Kupp looks
good.
He's made some good catches early. And
that's right. He's the other guy that Mike McDonald dealt with in that Hard Knocks. And it's kind of interesting, the interaction between him and Eamon Worry, who's not a rookie anymore, but still young, and Cooper Kupp, who's as veteran as they can get.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that Mike McDonald knows exactly how to deal with a player regardless of his situation.
Yeah.
Is he offense? Is he defense? Is he young? Is he old? He can do it all.
Yeah. And they talk about in the show a little bit that Cooper Kupp he's like in JSN, he says he's like a cheat code out there. It's like having another coach on the field. And then, of course, because editing, they cut to a clip where it's Mike McDonald and Cooper Kupp in a room, and they're breaking down film, and Cooper Kupp turns and whispers something to McDonald, and he says, "Of course, why didn't I think of that?" And he goes, "Thanks, man." Like Cooper Kupp Cooper Kupp's probably going to coach in the league one day.
He's going to coach in this league, and I can't freaking wait to see him be a coach. I'm so pumped. And what else? Dante Fowler Jr. looks really good. DeMarcus Lawrence looks good.
Yeah.
And then
But
Bud
apparently, behind those starters, the defensive linemen behind the starters have not made a name for themselves.
Okay.
So
Hold
far,
on.
from what I've
Hold
seen.
on. You are forgetting one Riley Mills.
No, not
Okay.
him.
Oh, the other guys.
He's been everywhere.
Good.
But
Good.
I'm saying beyond that, we need some stepping up going on in the defensive line.
Yeah, I hear you. But did you guys see Bud Clark?
I haven't seen Bud Clark yet. No, not yet.
There's a little bit of tape out there about Bud Clark, and they're running him with the ones.
Ooh, man, he's running with the ones. Ooh. Spicy.
Very spicy. Where's Des?
Very spicy. And the other talk about spicy. How about Jalen Milroe?
Oh
yeah.
Man, that's
because they're not running him with only the third team offense. They've got him with some starters, and the key to that is because his passing is his weak point. And if you're a quarterback, that's not good.
No.
And they're working on that because if they put him in as one of those gadget plays and all he can do is run the football, then all 11 guys will key on him.
Yeah.
So you might as well not even do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if he can throw out of that special formation, now we're talking.
There you go. There we go. So with that being said, Dustin, do you have a tune for us this evening?
I actually do. I wasn't sure if we were doing the jukebox, but I do have a tune.
All right.
And
do you have it ready to go?
I do. Yes.
All right, hold on.
Oh man. Okay. This be a little controversial probably because of who the name is. And I had heard of this artist, throughout my youth and everything. He's older. He's from the 50s. He's going to be a name that a lot of people remember. But I had not heard of the particular album until I was listening to a podcast. And I think they were ranking live albums. And they said, one of the best live albums I've ever heard is Live at the Star Club, Jerry Lee Lewis. And I said, all right, well, I know a whole lot of shaking going on, everything. Let me go listen to this song and this album and see if they're talking about it. This album opens, it's very short. It's like 8 songs. But Live at the Star Club opens with a song called High School Confidential. And I can't describe it other than it's almost like playing punk rock on a piano. It is breakneck speed. It's one of those songs that makes you want to drive fast. And it's just an unbelievable, the whole album is unbelievable. Now, like I said, I know Jerry Lee Lewis, controversial for a lot of reasons, okay, which I'm not going to get into here. But this is a classic example of separate the art from the artist, because once I heard this album, and particularly High School Confidential on this album, which the name of that song didn't age well, especially with some of the stuff that we found out about one Mr. Lewis. But that song is unbelievable. Check it out. Listen to it. Check out the whole album, Live at the Star Club. And like I said, it's short and it moves at breakneck speed. And man, check it out. You won't be disappointed. It blew me away. I think it was recorded in 1964. I'm not 100% sure. But what an album. High School Confidential, Jerry Lee Lewis, Live at the Star Club.
All right, let me try to figure this out now. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I had to
First try. First try. I got scared for a second there. So, you guys ready to preview the NFC North?
Ready.
By chance?
Ready.
All righty. So, with that being said, we continue our Time to BS NFL preview series with the NFC North, and we begin the NFC North with the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
So the Minnesota Vikings finished. Who else is prepared to have this division be the weirdest division that we've ever previewed so far?
Every team in this division had a winning record last year.
I suggest that will change. So here we go. The Vikings finished last season with a 9-8 record, but somehow finished in third place in this division. Who'd finish in fourth? Detroit, because why not? The Vikings, Kevin O'Connell is their head coach. I believe his fourth or fifth season as a head coach of the Vikings.
He's been there 4 years.
He's been 4 years. So it was his fifth season as a head coach of the Vikings. Key 4 additions. The Hobbit, Kyler Murray. Sorry, I had to. I should have said the Call of Duty Hobbit, but whatever.
Oh, man.
Come on, that's a fun joke.
It is.
Jawan Jennings, Johnny Hecker, because punters are people too. Shout out Rich Eisen. And linebacker Jamal Adams.
Oh, I forgot he signed with them.
He signed with the Vikings as a linebacker. Which is hilarious because that was why he was released from the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be a linebacker. Now he's been a linebacker for 2 different teams. So suck it. Anyway. So fun little tale story times for you guys. Oh, Jesus. Key departures, Harrison Smith, free agent.
Yeah.
Jalen Naylor, wide receiver, he goes to the Raiders. Jonathan Allen goes to the Bengals, and Javon Hargrave, ironically enough, goes to Green Bay because we're previewing the North. Do we all have Caleb Banks as our key rookie?
Yes, Caleb Banks is who I have, yes.
Correct.
All right. Team MVP. I feel like someone's going to take J.J. McCarthy.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. All right.
Don't do it.
You guys remember how J.J. McCarthy was ranked as like the number 2 right quarterback in his class one time?
Oh, man.
For God's sakes, it's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's the JJ that it's
okay.
gotta be.
I thought, okay.
All right.
Don't scare us like that.
All right. Dustin, who are your key 4 additions and key 4 departures?
All right. Key 4 additions. You hit the nail on the head. But first, before we get there, I just want to say briefly about Kevin O'Connell because I'm bringing it together here, folks. That my preview has a theme for the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell, great head coach. He has rehabilitated multiple players, specifically quarterbacks. Listen to this roster. Josh Dobbs, one Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold credited Brock Purdy and the Niners, but also Kevin O'Connell helped him with the Vikes. There's no question about that. Daniel Jones. It's no coincidence that Daniel Jones wanted to go there and chose a backup role for a year before when the Giants released him. And then he signed with the Colts and took off. I don't think there's a coincidence there. Will Murray be the latest? We'll talk about that later. But Kyler Murray, he's the key addition. One of my key additions. He's their starter. Say it with me. J.J. McCarthy is not beating Kyler Murray out for this job. Health is a question with Kyler Murray. He had 962 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions last year. You got to cut down that TD to interception ratio. But he was sacked 16 times in the short time that he played for Arizona last season. That O-line was and still is putrid. The other big addition, Jawan Jennings, 55 receptions, 643 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He was injured at some point on the Niners like everybody else last year, but I think he slots in at the wide receiver 2 role, possibly in this offense, possibly 3, because I think Jordan Addison is still there. The addition, Eric Wilson, he re-signed. This is a bit of a cheat, but he had 60 solo tackles and 6.5 sacks last year. They had to re-sign him. Defense was not the problem last year in Minnesota. They were a sneaky good unit. And the last key addition that I have is James Pierre, cornerback. This was one of their weaknesses on the team, but per Pro Football Focus, they rated him as the number 2 corner All of last year in 2025, he had 1 interception and 11 passes defended. What that means is they did not throw his way much. The departures, you mentioned them, Dan. Harrison Smith, he is not signed right now. Apparently, they want him back if he wants to come back. He has been the heart of their defense for a long time now. 37 solo tackles, 2 interceptions last year. He can still play. He will probably be going into the Hall of Fame. Jonathan Grenard, linebacker, 3 sacks, 19 tackles last year. Still a great pass rusher when healthy. That's the big caveat with him. They lost their center, Ryan Kelly, to retirement. He played at a high level last year. He only allowed 4 pressures and 1 sack in 329 snaps. His graded per Pro Football Focus. He was 4th out of 40 qualified centers the last year of his career. Pretty good. And the last one, you mentioned him, Dan, Jonathan Allen, 29 solo tackles, 3.5 sacks. They will miss him. Impact rookie, you mentioned him, Caleb Banks. If healthy, they have a need on the D-line after letting 2 of their starters go, Hargrove and Jonathan Allen. So they need some impact on the D-line. Apparently, this guy has the measurables to do that. And MVP, it's going to be Justin Jefferson. It has to be. And Kyler, learn from your time in Arizona. Make sure you get Jefferson the ball.
Please. Please, for the love of God. Kevin.
Okay, so you guys pretty much covered everything. I just want to throw a couple things in there. Kevin O'Connell, as you mentioned, 4 years. He won 13 games in 2022 and then 14 in 2024. I thought that last year that he won 9 games was the best coaching job ever. Yeah. Considering the way the quarterbacks and their offense was 14th in the NFC. That means there was 2 teams worse.
Yeah.
But somehow won 9 games. There's not a safer coach. Mike, our coach, safe, of course. But this guy he's going to be there a long time. This is an outstanding football coach right here. And be interested to see what he can do with Kyler Murray. Because in the last couple of years, last year he played 5 games. Then the year before that, 17 good. Year before that, 8. And the year before that, 11.
Just gotta stay
so
healthy.
The key to him is to be on the field. And so don't need much more to say. Be on the field. And so you mentioned about Jennings. I bet San Francisco wishes they still had him.
Yes,
on their team, given what's going on with their receiver room right now. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned about Pierre. He played 14 games last year. That's the fewest games he's played in 6 years in the NFL.
Wow!
So you can mark him down as being going to be on the field in every game. Departures, I didn't really see a whole lot of impact departures. You mentioned them, but one guy I wanted to bring up, and that's Ryan Wright. Now, who's Ryan Wright? He was the punter.
Punters are people too, dang it.
Last year, went to New Orleans, okay? He had a 77-yard punt last year.
Wow.
That's the longest punt in the NFL a year ago. And I would make the argument this guy, given the offense or the non-offense, was the team MVP a year ago. And he's gone.
Punters,
baby. That's big. And I'm with you on Banks and JJ, the right JJ, of course, had 2 touchdowns. That's all he had last year. And
crazy.
Man,
if you have a quarterback that turns Justin Jefferson into a mortal being, then you need to step away from the field. And that's exactly what happened. Because the year before that, 103 catches for 1,533 yards and 10 touchdowns.
We're also forgetting one other player. and that's Carson Wentz. He's here on the Vikings.
Well, that's
he's another free agent acquisition that they brought in.
yeah. He re-signed. He
That's right.
re-signed
With the Vikings.
That
Yes.
was the thing. You hit the nail on the head, Dan, because I was going to bring this up, and I was just about to say this is not meant to be a slight against JJ McCarthy. I hope that he can figure it out. But here's the thing. When your own team decides to bring back Carson Wentz to re-sign him, that to me speaks volumes about how they feel where JJ McCarthy is, because not only did they bring in
his
Kyler,
development has not been great.
Yeah, but they're bringing in Carson as another safety net in case of injury. Because to me, re-signing Carson thinks that they don't even think that JJ could be the backup if something happens to Kyler. So
Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, but JJ McCarthy was the rawest of raw projects coming out of Michigan, right?
Absolutely.
He was such a raw project coming out of Michigan because
they were a running program,
and he was
and he
caring for that
didn't
defense.
have to throw. He didn't have to throw to win the game.
No, he didn't. But because the NFL draft, cesspool loves to over infatuate about quarterbacks because, oh my God, he won so many games with Michigan. Like, okay, cool, good for you.
Plus, you have to remember he had a pro coach as his head coach.
Yeah. You
So
know who else won a lot of games with Michigan?
who was that?
Who was the quarterback before him?
Quarterback before JJ McCarthy. Oh, I'm trying to think.
Who was the starting quarterback before JJ McCarthy? Do you want to take a guess?
Oh man, I'm bad.
The only starting quarterback I can mention from them would be Tom Brady, and that's 19 what?
Yeah. Drew Henson also in front of Tom Brady there. Let's see. Yankee third baseman Drew Henson, one-time Dallas Cowboy quarterback
Cade McNamara.
Oh man, I forgot about old Cade.
Yep. And
who knows what he's involved with right now? So
you know who else won more games than him? Shea Patterson.
I don't.
You want to talk about quarterbacks that have been above average or just about average? Look at Michigan's entire quarterback history, with the exception of Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that's it. It's been average. Yeah. It's average because they don't like. Michigan does not develop quarterbacks. They develop defense, but they do not develop quarterbacks. They don't. They flat out don't.
Because they don't have to.
Yeah, because they don't have to. Because their defenses are so freaking good since the 50s. You don't have to.
Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think JJ McCarthy's development has not been great.
No.
It's been well advertised.
Yeah, one black mark on Kevin O'Connell has got to be JJ.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the previous general manager.
I think so too.
That was
and sometimes when you can shine up a turd, but it's still a turd in the end. So
yeah. And that was, if the reports are to be believed, when that GM got let go, it was partially because Kevin O'Connell wanted Sam Darnold on the Vikings, and a lot of the locker room wanted Sam back. And apparently,
won 14 games.
Yes, and apparently it was the GM's decision to be like, we're going with JJ.
Well, no kidding, because they traded him to get him.
Yeah, and
which is stupid.
That GM doesn't have a job anymore.
That's right.
There you go. Joke's on you. Anyway,
so the over under is 8.5 for Minnesota.
Dustin.
Oh man. Okay, people are but I think Kevin O'Connell's gonna work some magic with Kyler Murray. I think Justin Jefferson has a big season coming. The only question mark for me on the Vikings is running back. I have them winning 11 games, 11 and 6, 11 and 6. They're gonna turn it around a little bit.
Kevin.
Well, I'm going over the 8.5 because that's what Kevin O'Connell does. They're not going to go quite with. I echo your concern with the running game.
Oh, jeez.
And that's what's going to cause me. I'm going to say they're going to win 9 games again, And just because Kyler Murray, you can't trust him. And so 9 wins is what they do in Minnesota. And that's where I'm going. 9 wins with him.
I'm going to shock the both of you.
Okay.
This is going to be the musical chairs of quarterbacks. Kevin O'Connell's job is safe. I want to be
Absolutely
clear.
safe.
Kevin O'Connell's job has been safe for 3 years. Good God, this team is. I think they win 5 games.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Well,
their defense is better than you realize.
The defense is
defense
better.
was third in the NFC.
The defense is better. The defense is really, really good. It's the rest of the team that I'm like, okay. If JJ McCarthy ends up, I could be horribly wrong.
That's if he starts, take everything I said, throw it out the window.
I'm going to counter that point by saying, if JJ develops into just about average, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, don't bet the house on that though.
However, if you have to go to all 3 of those quarterbacks in a revolving door of stupidity in that locker room, it's going to be a mess. Again, Kevin O'Connell's job is safe. Kevin appreciates Kevin's around here.
That's right. Absolutely.
There we go. But I don't see how. I hope to God I'm wrong, but I don't see how Minnesota makes the playoffs this season. I don't see it.
I don't see them making the playoffs. They're going to have a winning record, but no playoffs for Minnesota this year.
I'm out on the branch. I just have a feeling about Kevin O'Connell's going to figure something out.
You have them winning the NFC North, do you?
I don't have them winning the NFC
Thank God.
North.
I'm so proud of you. All right. Let's move on to the team that has thousands upon thousands of participants in their ownership group. And in the smallest city in the state of Wisconsin, the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers.
Donna, what are you doing? I can hear her just rustling around in bags. It was you? What'd you do?
What a moment in the middle of the show here.
My wife, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, babe. Love you. She's mad.
Ask her how many games she thinks the Vikings will win.
Oh, she's not a football fan.
Oh, man.
She's not a football fan. She's a Rangers fan, but she's not a huge hockey fan, but she loves the Rangers. But anyway.
All right, ask her.
Man, you mentioned the Rangers. I thought, all right, Rangers.
That's the New York Rangers, Kevin.
Yeah.
Ask her if she agrees with my Uncle Al that the Rangers just reshuffled deck chairs this offseason.
I'm sure she would agree with me on this. All right. The Green Bay Packers finished last season with 9 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie because ties are stupid. Can we just agree that the NFL should just eliminate ties and go to shootouts like they do in hockey?
Yeah, like I hate the ties, man.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ties in the NFL. They do happen, obviously,
so
but
stupid.
It's
so unbelievably stupid.
No, it is.
Head coach Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Shout out Snowman.
Yeah, shout out to you, Snowman.
Key 4 additions: linebacker Zaire Franklin. Ironically enough, Javon Hargrave. Defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. And Tyrod Taylor.
It's Tyrod, according to Baker Mayfield.
Tyrod Taylor, shut up. Anyway, so key 4 departures. Man. Key 4 departures for Sean Gary, who I don't know why they traded him.
Yeah.
Elton Jenkins, offensive lineman, quarterback Malik Willis, and wide receiver Romeo Doubs. Key rookie Chris McClellan. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Team MVP, which also happens to be the biggest question mark on this freaking team, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I am going to say right now, I think Matt LaFleur is in the hot seat starting this season. Starting like today.
Absolutely.
I agree with you there.
You cannot have gobs upon gobs of talent every year every year since he's been hired. And for them to not even sniff a Super Bowl appearance, they've went to the NFC Championship twice. Okay? Twice. Lost both times. Got smoked their first go-around against San Francisco in 2019. Got smoked. And they lost because Matt LaFleur decided, hey, we're going to go for a field goal instead of having the league MVP go for a touchdown. Like, I understand. Matt LaFleur, I think, is a brilliant offensive mind. But there's one of those things where you go, how are you still here? So he's got an impressive resume, but the rest of the team is okay-ish, Kevin?
Okay.
Sure.
I can buy okay. But when it comes to the Packers, it can't be okay. And so I absolutely agree with you about the coach. And the one tie was absolute. There was no. You tied the Dallas Cowboys, who have the worst defense in the NFL.
Hilarious.
Oh, come on now.
You've got to win that football game. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so we could talk about, Jerry and him, sending, the player, Micah Parsons, up there, but he went down. They didn't win a game after that. Micah Parsons went down. They won 0 games after that. So that shows how important he was to the team. But there's not a coach to me that's on a hotter seat than this guy.
They've had so much talent over the years.
That's right, because
So much talent.
13 wins first 3 years. 13, 13, 13. Since then, in his last 4 years, he's won 37 games total. So it's not been going swimmingly. 9 wins is not going to get it done. Okay? And so additions, Javon Hargrave, defensive lineman, you talked about him. Benjamin St. Juste.
Yep.
Yes, corner.
Okay.
Him on there.
Came over 7 passes defense, so he's a solid player there. Zaire Franklin, you mentioned him. Tyrod Taylor, Jordan Love, he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever you think about Tyrod Taylor, he's a veteran. So I don't know if that's an upgrade or not, but they've got a solid guy backing, back up, so that's good. Departures, Malik Willis, I just talked about him. Romeo Dobbs, and we always expected more from him, but still, that's a loss to me. Quay Walker, linebacker to the Raiders, big loss.
Yeah.
Kingsley, and this is Ingbear. That's about as good as I can come up with. Defensive lineman, 17 games played. And so anytime you lose to somebody that played 17 games, that's something to take note of. The rookie, they had no first-round pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem to me. I'm going to go with Brandon Cease.
That's who I have, Kevin.
Okay. Cornerback out of South Carolina, made 12 starts. And so far from what I've seen, he was voted the newcomer in spring practice. Do with that what you will. But they need him to step up, and I think he will. Jordan Love has to be the MVP for this team to go anywhere, and he has to be on the field. Plus, it would be extraordinarily helpful to me because I've got him on my fantasy dynasty team. So if he could, 2 teams actually. So if he could step up, that would be awesome. The year before, 4,159 yards with 32 touchdowns. He does that, then we're in great shape. If he goes back to the year he had before that, not so great. So it's all on him, Jordan Love. He's been the starter now, 3 years? And so they forgot Aaron Rodgers' name now in Green Bay. And Jordan Love needs to be the guy to get him to the promised land. And I'm not sure if he can.
Oh, Justin,
All right, so you both hit on most of what I wanted to talk about. I just want to add this note about LaFleur. The reason why I agree with you both in that he could be on the hot seat, his record overall as the head coach in Green Bay, pretty good, 76-40. But as you mentioned, Kevin, a lot of those losses came in the most recent seasons. And in addition, his playoff record stinks. 3-6 in the
Horrible.
postseason. That is not good.
Horrible.
The additions, Zaire Franklin is huge. He's their biggest addition to me. Tyrod Taylor, I agree with your thoughts on Tyrod, Kevin, although I would argue because of the athleticism of Malik Willis, it's a bit of a downgrade. Better passer, Tyrod is. But as far as being able to improvise and do things with his legs, Tyrod can't do that anymore at this point in his career. And mark my words, I hope I'm wrong, but Tyrod will start games for the Packers this year because Jordan Love, it always happens.
He's so inconsistent.
He gets hurt, and I've said for a lot of years, Jordan Love last year was very good, but he did cut down on the interceptions. But previous to that, Jordan Love would always throw some. You mentioned St. Just and you mentioned Hargrove, so I'm not going to go back to that. You mentioned under the departures, you mentioned Romeo Doubs and Quay Walker, both big losses. Romeo Doubs, you could argue he was their best receiver over the recent seasons because the Packers, they never really had like a true number one wide receiver emerge in recent seasons. It was always kind of a crab pot of guys, as Ryan likes to say. And one week, it'd be Wicks that was the number one. The next week, it'd be Dobbs and so on and so on. The key departure that I want to mention, though, and this is big because of Josh Jacobs' health, Emmanuel Wilson signs with the Seahawks.
That's right.
What did Emmanuel Wilson do? 125 carries, 496 yards, 3 TDs. It's a 4.0 yard average. It's 0.3 below the league average. But in the 2 career starts, he had 46 carries running in relief of Josh Jacobs when he missed time. He had 46 carries in those starts, 151 rushing yards, and 2 rushing TDs. You'll take that from a backup running back every time, and I think he's run with the one some. He could have a shot at this job. Impact rookie, Kevin, you already mentioned Cease, or I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right, but they have a need at cornerback, and he could get on the field right away. MVP, it's got to be – I have co-MVPs. If this team is going to go anywhere, Jordan Love's got to play out of his mind, and Josh Jacobs has to be healthy for an entire season.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Just to clarify, because I was a little off when it comes to Jordan Love. 3,381 yards last year. The year before that, 3,389. It was 2023. It's been 3 years now since he passed for 4,000 yards.
Okay.
They need that from him to go anywhere.
Do we have over-unders for the
Over-under is 9.5.
I think they win 9 games, but I think LaFleur gets canned after this season.
I'm with you because 9.5. Only twice in the last 5 years have they beaten 9.5. And so you talk about another LaFleur, reason that he's on the hot seat. They've only won 10 games twice in the last 5 years or more.
Crazy.
That
can't have.
There's not a bigger indictment to me than that.
You can't have that in Green Bay. You can't. That's
I'm
like
going under 9.5. I'm going to say they're going to win 9 games, and they're not going to the playoffs.
Yep.
You can't have inconsistent football in Green Bay. That's like sacred ground in football terms.
Yeah.
Green Bay is sacred land. You can't be mediocre in Green Bay land. You can't. Dustin?
9 games,
Wow.
and they are the ones that miss out on the playoffs. I said Packer fans, I said in the Patreon exclusive green room that the Packers fans were not going to like me in this preview, and I'm sorry, but this is just how I feel. And if I have the Vikings winning 11 games, those wins got to come from somewhere, and it's Green Bay, I think, that'll be on the outside looking in for the playoffs this year.
All right. So that's the Green Bay Packers. We now move on to the Motor City and the Detroit Lions, who finished last season with 9 wins and 4th place in the NFC North because screw it, why not? Head coach, Motor City Dan Campbell, his kneecap biting rear end. Gotta love that man. I love Dan Campbell. Key 4 additions: safety Chuck Clark, linebacker Devin White, safety Cade Mays, or center Cade Mays, sorry, and running back Isaiah Pacheco, which they gave him too much money, but that's just
way too much.
Key 4 departures. This is a big one. Taylor Decker, retired. Greg Glasgow, retired. Alex Anzalone, gone. Running back David Montgomery.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Julie from Michigan, if you're listening, sorry, we don't need to bring up old wounds there.
Yeah. Key rookie, first-round pick Blake Miller, that right tackle. He's going to start
From
right
Clemson,
away.
by the way.
There you go. Ding. Team MVP, Jared Goff.
All right.
Which Jared Goff are you going to get?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
if you
question.
get last year, in great shape.
If you get last year's Jared Goff, you're in fantastic shape. If you get early Rams Jared Goff, you're in horrible shape.
Yeah, but I think, and I don't want to jinx Mr. Goff, but I think early Rams Jared Goff.
He left that in LA.
He did. And the first year of Jared Goff's career, and
you can blame Jeff Fisher for that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher didn't even think he came out and said that he wasn't sure if Jared Goff could play 3rd string on the team. And then what does Sean McVay do?
Thanks,
he
Coach.
takes him to the Super Bowl. Sean McVay takes him to the Super Bowl next year.
Listen. Okay. I know I've had this running joke for years that to traumatize friend of the show, Jack, I would mention Jeff Fisher's name.
Oh no! Don't put him in a coma, please.
Yeah,
I would traumatize him by just mentioning Jeff Fisher, and he'd want to punch me in the face. Because at the same point, it's like I don't know how Jeff Fisher lasted as long as he did with the Rams. I don't get it because the dude went 7-9 or 6-10 every freaking year.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off track here.
Matthew Berry, formerly of ESPN, and now I think he's on his own. He used to call him Mr. 8-8. That's what he called Jeff Fisher.
That's literally Jeff Fisher. That's literally Jeff Fisher. This guy went to a Super Bowl with Tennessee, by the way.
Well, that's the thing. Jeff Fisher got a lot of mileage out of having Steve McNair, Eddie George, Javon Curse.
Steve Air McNair. God,
those
I love that nickname.
Yes, those late 90s, early 2000s Titans teams, they were good, man.
They were fun. They were fun to watch. Yeah. But anyway, we're getting off track here. Detroit, last week, like we said, finished last season with 9 wins, 8 losses, 4th place in the NFC North after having the number 1 seed in the NFC 2 years ago. Yeah, they went through a lot of turnover on this team. So,
yeah,
Taylor Decker retired. Greg Glasgow retired. Alex Anzalone, he's in Houston. At least I think he is.
Tampa. He's in Tampa.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin and Dustin. David Montgomery, he's in Houston. That's what
he's in Houston. Correct.
Thank you. I was thinking about David Montgomery. Key 4 additions: Isaiah Pacheco, which is why. Because he got the only reason he got the money he got is because he went from Kansas City. That's the only reason. Devin White, who's still in the league, good for him. Safety Chuck Clark, good player. And center Cade Mays from Carolina, good player, not terrible, good player. This is a great offensive line.
Yeah,
this is a really good line.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be really good. Blake Miller is going to help their key rookie. Which Jared Goff are you going to get is the great question is the billion-dollar question at this point. Because if you have Jared Goff from, as Kevin pointed earlier, last year, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. The problem is the rest of the team. Yeah. So I think, first of all, let's also point, unlike Matt LaFleur, Dan Campbell is safe.
I think so. Yeah.
Kevin has doubts on
I do.
biting of kneecaps.
I do. If they go 9-8 again this year,
here's the thing.
The Wolves are going to be starting up.
Here's the thing, though. I think Dan Campbell is a folk hero in Detroit. Considering what he did. But
folk heroes can get killed off real fast.
Good point, Doug Peterson. That's a good point. Doug Peterson would like a word, but
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Okay, but the point is, Detroit was a nightmare city for a long time.
True. That's
before
true.
Dan Campbell got there. Before he got there, Detroit was football purgatory.
Yeah.
In the NFC world, they were purgatory. They were football purgatory.
They were the NFC Browns.
They were, and now they're one of the more well-liked organizations in the league. Mm-hmm. And credit to the Ford family for actually being hands-off in what they wanted and what the Lions are trying to do. Credit to the Ford family. So I'm saying it right now. Detroit's my NFC North champion. Unless one other team comes out of nowhere.
Well, they're not coming out of nowhere anymore, so
which we'll get to that later. Dustin?
All right. So you expressed my thoughts about Dan Campbell perfectly. I think he and Detroit fit together. He's got to restrain some of his fourth and go for it all the time, but he and Detroit seem like a natural fit. Now, the Isaiah Pacheco, yes, he got too much money, but here's the thing. He and people are going to miss Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield. I'll get to David Montgomery in a little bit. But here's the thing. I think Isaiah Pacheco could be a little bit of an upgrade because Isaiah Pacheco, he wasn't healthy for a lot of the last 2 years, if memory serves. Isaiah Pacheco is small. He's undersized by running back standards, but people forget how hard he runs. Even last year, he had 118 carries, 462 yards, only one touchdown. But I think a change of scenery is going to do him some good, and Gibbs is going to be the main guy in this offense. Pacheco doesn't have to be, but I think Pacheco is going to surprise some people in Detroit. Juice Scruggs, he was acquired in the trade with the Texans. I don't really know why they made this trade for them. I mean, I know Houston wanted Montgomery, but he hasn't. Juice Scruggs has not really lived up to his high draft position, relatively high. I think he was picked in the 60s overall. He has not lived up to that billing. His PFF grade was 45 in 2025. Not good by their ranking system. The other addition, Cade Mays, you already talked about him, Dan. He's a good center. He played well. 762 snaps last year, 11 total pressures, 0 sacks allowed, and only 3 hits. Very good. The last addition for me, kind of a cheat code, but they extended Jack Campbell, 89 solo tackles and 5 sacks last year. They had to extend him. The departure, David Montgomery, you two have both talked about it. Big loss, 158 carries, 716 yards, and 8 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry average.
Yep.
Dan Skipper, he's retiring, but apparently
that's right.
Dan Skipper is moving on to a coaching role within the organization, but Dan Skipper is another one. He's kind of like one of the cornerstones of the personality of this Dan Campbell team. He was a fan favorite. They'll miss him on the field. Alex Anzalone, we've talked about. And the other big loss is Al-Quadin Muhammad, 11 sacks. Huge loss, leaving your defense. Impact rookie Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson, as Kevin pointed out. Per ESPN, I read a little bit. Dan Campbell has been talking about moving Penei Sewell to left tackle. If they do that, Miller could start right away at right tackle, apparently.
Kevin?
Okay, so just to echo a little bit, because we're talking about Dan Campbell, and one of the key questions about him, because he lost both of his coordinators a year ago, the head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
And on offense, they were third in the NFC. So that question, offense, good. Defense, they were 11th in the NFC. So that needs to be adjusted in a hurry.
Okay. Also,
so Dan Campbell's got to prove to me still he can coach on the defensive side of the football.
I will
defend
that for a second here, Kevin, and I will say this. They did lose Elaine McNeil for the entire season.
True.
Last year, their nose tackle. And Aiden Hutchinson was coming off a broken leg.
Yes, True. He was coming off, yeah.
He was coming off major leg injuries. So, and they re-signed him. He's in Detroit long term.
Absolutely, he should be.
Which is like Aiden Hutchinson is literally the living embodiment of that defense. If he's healthy, if he and McNeil are both healthy and good to go for Detroit, they're fine defensively. They are fine.
That's the key question to my mind. They need a better defense. The only addition that they made to their defense, the significant one anyway, DJ Wodum, I'm going to go with.
Carolina, yep.
Okay, out of Carolina, linebacker, 16 games, 3 sacks. That's the only major addition on their defense. So they're going to have to improve in-house, and we'll see if they can do that. Isaiah Pachenko.
Oh, boy.
If this guy was still the guy, then Kenneth Walker would not be in Kansas City. But he wasn't. Because the last 2 years, he rushed for 310, and as you mentioned, 462, and just 1 TD a year ago. So this is a guy that's going to replace David Montgomery and his 8 TDs. I'm skeptical of that. So we'll see what happens with that. Departures, they're really David Montgomery, we talked about that. Taylor Deckard, released to clear cap space, was an offensive tackle. And so they're going all these players they brought in is going to have to replace him. Jared Goff. Now this is I'm totally confident that Jared Goff is going to be able to get the job done. And why? Because the last 4 years he's thrown for over 4,000 yards. 4 straight 4,000-yard seasons.
Yeah,
this guy's on the field. He gets it done. He completed 68% of his passes. Everything you could possibly want. 34 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. This guy is everything that you could possibly want from your quarterback. And so he's the MVP. He's going to be, because he's there, I'm going to echo what you're saying, Dan. They're going to win this division.
Yeah.
The over-under is 10.5. I'm going over that. And I'm saying Detroit's going to return to where they were a couple years ago, and they're going to win 12 games this year in the playoff.
I think they win 11 games. I think what doesn't help their case is the rest of the NFC is very good.
True. Let me just throw this in there. They had a first place schedule a year ago. Yeah, they've got a last place schedule. It's the 60th in the NFL.
Oh, it's going to help.
Man.
It's going to help big time for them.
That's going to help.
Yeah.
Dustin, what's your prediction for the Lions this year?
The Lions are my NFC North champions. They win 12 games, And their MVP, the reason I think that they can win 12 games, Gibbs just got re-signed today. They
That's
just
true.
did the deal. I think Gibbs is going to go on a tear. Jared Goff is going to have another good season. And I'll tell you, I like Detroit's receivers because they still have Amon-Ra. They still have the sun god out there.
Jameson Williams can run.
That's right. That's why, Dan. That's why.
There
Their
is
wide
Dizzy.
receivers, that wide receiver number 2, Jameson Williams, I think J-Mo, as they call him, is going to have a big year. And also, let's not forget, Laporta missed a lot of time last year.
Yeah.
He should be back. So
Yep.
I just really think Detroit, 12 games this year. They're the NFC North champions. And we'll get to the last team that we're going to preview here, but I think the NFC North could be one of the most competitive divisions in football this year.
All right, let's move on to the Bears. The Chicago Bears. That was a terrible impersonation of someone
The
from Chicago.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago.
It's
All
a
right,
baker's dozen.
I sound like a middle-aged housewife. Good God.
Yeah, you're not bringing
I'm
it.
like the Midwest. Sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Well, you're from Utah. It's fine.
No, he
Oh, is
grew
that
up
what it is?
well, he's from it. So I listened to the episode. He's born in Utah, then moved to Indiana. So
That's right.
There you go. So, Chicago. All right, I'm done. Chicago finished last season with 11 wins, 6 losses in the NFC North Division title. The number 2 seed in the NFC behind the world champion Seahawks. Lost in overtime to the Rams, and honestly, Caleb Williams just said screw it and threw it to Cole Kmet in the corner of the end zone because that was horrible coverage by the Rams. Anyway, I digress. Horrible. Anyway, I digress. Ben Johnson, head coach of the Chicago Bears, second year under the helm in Chicago. He's got them believing. Key 4 additions, Kobe Bryant, but he's out for a majority of the season.
yeah,
8 to 10 weeks is what I heard.
that's
Thank
tough.
God. Thank God not for the season because he can do everything.
Yeah,
He can do just about everything in the defensive backfield.
that's right. You know, he's a former Seahawk, but still don't want to hear that kind of news.
No.
Safety center Garrett Bradbury got a trade from the Patriots. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond and linebacker Devin Bush.
Mhm.
Former Seahawk Devin Bush,
Yeah,
by the way.
former Seahawk. Yeah.
Forgot he was there. Key 4 departures. Oh, buckle up, Bears. DJ Moore traded.
Mhm.
Safety Kevin Byard gone. Tremaine Edmonds gone. Wow, I can't speak. Safety CJ Gardner Johnson and his weird luck gone.
Yeah.
However, key rookies replacing him, Dylan Thinneman. I can't even pronounce his last name. I read that as Joe Theismann for a second. Shout out to Joe Theismann and Lawrence Taylor.
Oh yeah. Oh,
For those
geez.
born before 1992, you're gonna love that joke.
It was a special moment when they came together. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Sorry, Joe.
It was a very special moment. You could hear a toothpick drop.
Oh man.
That was ugh. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe Theismann, his broken leg. You know his actual name is Joe Theismann.
Yes. Yes, I did learn that.
That's his
I
actual
saw that
last
too.
name is Joe Theismann
Yeah, and they
The reason-
changed it. They
because he
changed
won the
it.
Heisman.
Yes, Theismann for the Heisman. It was marketing. Yeah.
That was so dumb. So stupid. Dylan Thieneman, safety from Oregon, first round pick. He's effectively replacing CJ Gardner Johnson and probably Kobe Bryant for a majority of the season. But dude can play. He was the number 1 rated safety prospect coming into the draft. He can ball. So, team MVP, other than the Iceman himself, Caleb Williams, and his nail polish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what you do, you nail polish, and if you want to paint your nails as a dude, go for it. You do
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You do you. That's awesome. Good for you. Here's the thing. I think Chicago is going to make the playoffs. I think they're one of two teams in the NFC North to make the playoffs in my bracket. However, the loss of DJ Moore is going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a lot because here Roma Dunze, they took him along with Caleb Williams in the first round in that draft. They haven't clicked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but they haven't clicked. So your response to that is to trade your number one receiver to Buffalo.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Tell me why.
Luther Burden broke out last year, and they figured, okay, if Rome can figure it out, we got Luther. We brought back Alameda Zacchaeus. We can get some assets for DJ Moore. DJ Moore missed some time last year. His receptions went down, so that's why I think they did it. I'm not saying it's
brought
right.
Scotty Miller also along too from Pittsburgh, and Khalif Raymond, like I mentioned, from Detroit. But this is their offensive line is really good. Their offensive line is really good, and it helps you get two tight ends, the Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet, that can block for you. DeAndre Swift is a really good player, along with Kyle Monangai, good running back as well. Their defense,
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. They led the league in takeaways.
They can turn you over, but
they can turn the ball. They can take the ball away, but they can't stop.
Yeah, but
they can't
go 70 yards down the field.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Which is like you had a defense that could take the ball away from just about everybody, but like, oh look, squirrel. Like, see that's their defense. It's like, oh, squirrel, but they just get distracted easily. But yeah. I don't know. That to me is also the big reason why I don't see Chicago repeating as NFC North champions. I think they made the playoffs, but I don't think they repeat as division champions. Dustin, what do you got?
Oh, man. Okay. So, head coach, here's the thing. Ben Johnson, is it lightning in a bottle? Was last season the magical season? I think there's going to be a degree of that. Yes, he has them believing. Yes, they will play for him. But I think there's going to be a little bit of sophomore slump because I think NFL defenses are going to adjust a little bit. They're going to catch up. And I'm not so sure. Ben is very confident. He's very confident in his offensive prowess. We saw it in Detroit. We saw it in Chicago last year. I think it's going to come back to earth a little bit. Key additions, Kobe Bryant, you mentioned it, but now he's out 8 to 10 weeks. He was their big free agent signing. We know what he could do. We saw him on the Seahawks up close and personal. 4 interceptions, 39 tackles solo last year, 7 passes defended. Linebacker Devin Bush, I almost said LB because that's what I wrote down. As you mentioned, former Seahawk, I believe former Dolphin, and also former Brown. Now, that's where he was.
You're thinking of former Steeler. He's a former Steeler,
sorry.
He was with Cleveland last year.
Yes, he was with Cleveland last year.
You're thinking of Jordan Brooks. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I was. But yes, Devin Bush was with Cleveland last year. He had 63 solo tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 interceptions. He's a big addition to this defense. You mentioned Garrett Bradbury. I'm not going to go over Garrett Bradbury other than he had no penalties in 1,070 snaps last year, and he didn't allow a sack either. That's pretty good. Neville Gilmore, 18 solo tackles, but 3.5 sacks. They bring him in. Key departures, DJ Moore. We mentioned DJ Moore. Tremaine Edmonds is the other big one. Massive loss for this defense. 61 solo tackles, 4 interceptions, and 1 sack. He was you talked about how they could turn you over. He was one of the big reasons why he's not there anymore. CJ Gardner-Johnson, you mentioned. I won't belabor that point. Kevin Byard, you also mentioned 61 solo tackles and 7 interceptions last year. That is between Tremaine and Kevin Byard. That is 11 interceptions walking out the door, not to mention the 2 by CJ Gardner-Johnson. So this is a bit of a change in defense. Impact rookie Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. And as you mentioned, Dan, with the Kobe Bryant injury, he might get on the field right away. MVP, it's got to be Caleb. If Chicago is going to do anything, I will save the record until after we speak to Mr. Wilson.
I sense Kevin does not have a lot of faith in the Bears.
Well, all right. So let's just say, because Ben Johnson answered every single question about can he be a head coach a year ago. Mm-hmm. What a great job he did. And especially with Caleb Williams. And I'm going to get into him in a minute. And so, Ben Johnson, yay for you. And Dustin, you talked about how they might come back a little bit. I think that he's the guy that might be able to not let that happen. Okay. So I don't think a big slide or anything like that's coming. But Kobe Bryant, the loss to him can't be overemphasized to me because their offense was 4th, but the defense was 12th in the NFC. And so he was going to come in there and help that. Devin Bush, as you mentioned, and this is the thing that really blew my mind when I was researching this. He had 3 interceptions, but he turned those interceptions to 164 yards, which was the most in the NFL with only 3 interceptions. He gets the ball and he can scoot down the field. So 125 tackles and 2.5 sacks. This guy needs to be huge on that defense now. And so I like that a lot. And you're going to notice all my additions are on the defensive side of the football. Neville Gallimore, defensive lineman from Indianapolis, 17 games played, 3.5 sacks. James Lynch, defensive lineman, played 17 games out of Tennessee. So they knew what their problems were. They addressed those. We'll see if that works. But I think Kobe Bryant, it's gonna hurt them a lot on their defense.
Oh yeah.
Departures. One of the shocking retirements came from the Chicago Bears, and that's center Drew Dahlman.
Really,
he retired, and nobody expected that to happen.
Nope.
17 games played. He wasn't that old, not that many years in the NFL, so that's going to be huge. I won't belabor that anymore. And but I don't think that's going to be a huge loss, as some might be thinking. Kevin Bynard, 17 games played. Andrew Billings, 17 games played. And Joaquin Brisker had 93 tackles. Okay?
Safety,
so they lost some talent off that defense. So they're going to have to mesh all these guys in there. And I think you're right. Dylan Thieneman. Mm-hmm. I might be butchering that all completely apart, but
we're all trying our best.
Oregon comes over, and especially with you mentioned Dustin Kobe Bryant being hurt, is going to be on the field a lot. But he was a first-round pick, so I think that's going to be okay. MVP, Caleb Williams, of course, and everything that he could have possibly improved, he did. This is the issue, though. He went from 58.1% completion to 62%. That's still not good enough.
Nope.
He needs to complete more percent of his passes. The good news, though, is he went from 68 sacks 2 years ago, which is the most in the NFL, to 24.
Yep.
That's where they really got things done. But the retirement of Dahlman, that's a big loss to me. And so they're going to have to prove that they can protect him. They need to do that. He's got to be the MVP. And he's played in 17 games his first 2 years. So he'll be on the field. He's not Jordan Love that we just talked about. He's going to play 17 games. So I am absolutely confident that he's going to be able to get the job done. Just complete a few more percentage of your passes. I'm good to go with him. The over-under is 9.5. So I'm going over that. I think they're going to match their 11 wins from a year ago.
All right.
Good. Especially if they can do some things on defense. And everything else on this team I like. The offense I like. And so I think they're going to win 11 games. They're going to make the playoffs. And perhaps they can take that horrible, loss to the Rams, the bitter taste of that. And maybe they might do. They're not going to win a division. We just talked about that. But I think the Bears are going to win it and get in the playoff.
All right. You guys want to close up shop with BS of the week?
Oh,
Sure.
Oh, boy.
There's no other way to end a show with that.
Welcome back to BS of the week. All right. Welcome back to BS of the week. This week's edition of BS of the week. It's the annual tradition of USA Today's NFL prediction. Oh, boy. Here we are.
Buckle up.
Buckle up, boys. This might get hairy. So, shout out to Madagascar for those who get that reference. Oh,
That's right.
boy. So here we are. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them verbatim through you. We'll start with the NFC East. Giants 6-11, Eagles 8-9. What?
Just go back and watch our NFC East preview to get the accurate reading on the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not it.
Okay. Washington 9-8, Dallas 11-6. That makes no sense. Carolina 6-11, Falcons. Wow, I can't speak. 6-11. Tampa Bay 8-9. I like the Saints prediction though.
Yeah, they're with us on the Saints.
All right, that's good.
You and I.
That's good. Do they have they do have the Texans as the 1 seed? Wow, that's impressive. Also, signed Jadeveon Clowney earlier this week.
That's right. They sure did.
Good for them. Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears, 4-1. I love how the Cardinals are 2 wins.
Yeah, 2 wins and the Dolphins are 1.
They do not have faith in those 2 teams. I am sorry, Cardinals and Dolphins fans. They're really buying.
At least they didn't say the Seahawks were winning 7 games.
Yeah, they're really buying into the Rams hype, and
I get that.
We'll wait till next week to
get
across the NFC West. So we'll try our best to not be as biased as humanly possible, but we'll try our best. Good freaking luck.
Yeah.
San Francisco, I don't understand how they have the Niners winning 11 games.
I mean,
I would have thought that.
I mean that as
we'll get into it. Injuries just won't leave them alone.
I think the Jets one's completely false. That's just me having too much confidence in the Jets. The Dolphins, that's being too generous. The Colts, I'm sorry. The Colts, really? Colts, Titans, Jaguars, Texans. Okay, fine. Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Raiders. That's too low. 3-14 for the Raiders. Chargers 9-8. Chiefs 11-6 because they can't stop sucking the schlong of Kansas City. And then
tell us how you really feel.
Because Kansas City's not a great team. They're not. They're
not going to they're not going to rebound that much, but they are going to rebound.
They're good. They're not great.
No.
They're not like they were 5 years ago.
No.
Where they're just blowing the smoke off everyone.
Well, they did blow the smoke off everyone. They won the 1-score games, if you remember.
Yeah. Those 1-score games a few years ago. I
do like how Denver's tied for the 1 seed in the AFC. I do like that.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Except for Kevin.
No, it's different. It's different. But I will tell you where I do not agree with them just because I don't think I gave it. And I don't think you gave your record for the Bears, Dan, your prediction. But my record
10-7.
10-7 is what I have too. We are on the same wavelength, Dan. I think they're going to step back a little bit. And the thing is, I think they'll make the playoffs, but it's gonna come down to the final week of the season. It's going to be one of those scenarios where they sneak in.
Yep.
I don't buy 12 wins for the Bears like they have here.
No.
Here's the thing with USA
not getting
Today.
Into that hype.
USA Today, to give them credit, they do this thing all the time where 9 out of 10 times the worst teams in their division are right. It's where you get like, oh, the Seahawks are going to win 5 games. It's like, really? Come on. You might as well just punch me in the face while you're at it.
Right.
And then saying that that one time where they had Kansas City going undefeated.
Yeah, that's
like they really love Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog over there.
Hey, chill, man. I'm trying to do.
That's a good impression.
Yeah, because
that was good.
I could do Kermit the Frog and I could do Ray Romano, but like Patrick Mahomes, you got to put a little more rasp on it.
Bono and Kermit the Frog had a love child, and then
that clip
Kermit the Frog's love child. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
You ever see the clip from Family Guy where they have Al Michaels, Kermit the Frog, and Ray Romano all in a room? And it's just them going, I'm talking. No, I'm talking. No, I'm. That's
great. That's wonderful. See, Patrick, you put all 3 of them in the room, and out comes Patrick Mahomes. You don't know whose child it is.
Yeah, everybody's got to
which combination of the two it was.
Yeah.
It was like who's here seen Mamma Mia?
I have not.
Please don't go there.
You know how you remember the main character in Mamma Mia had like 4 dads?
Yes.
That's what it's like. There you go. Sorry, Kevin, to bring that up.
Yeah, that's one of the more horrible movie-going experiences of my existence.
That's freaking wonderful. That's tremendous.
Oh man.
So yeah, look at it while you can, ladies and gentlemen. This is the infamous USA Today NFL predictions. I gotta send you guys my favorite one that they did a few years ago. I gotta find it. I know I have it. I know I have it in my file somewhere. But this is great.
I have no doubt that you do. And while we're here,
because I'm salty that way.
While we're here, audio listeners, if you haven't subscribed to the Time to BS YouTube yet, subscribe.
That's right. Come on board.
Then
we have seats open.
The predictions. You can see the USA Today predictions here.
Yeah, you get to see all of them. So there's that. So with that being said, do we have any final thoughts to close up shop of the day, guys? Nothing?
No, I don't think. I think we've covered. I mean, we've said
we nailed that one.
All right. So with that being said, from the capital region of Albany, New York, and not from Fleetwood Mac, who's Dustin Henry, not from a galaxy far away as Kevin Wilson in the great state of Texas. I'm Nate Kurz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. We'll see you next week because we'll preview the NFC West next.
That's right. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. We'll see you guys from this life. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Have a good night.